you go to a conference. What you shouldn't do is you shouldn't print out a bunch of business cards and hand out as many business cards as possible. That shouldn't be your goal. Your goal shouldn't be, I'm going to print off 1,000 business cards, and by the end of the conference, I'm going to hand out all 1,000. Or I'm going to go to this meetup group. I'm going to have 20 business cards, and my goal is to give my business card to every single person. Instead, a better approach would be to focus on creating one new relationship at the conference. Focus on creating one new relationship at the meetup. If it's multiple day conference, then you can do one relationship per day. And you want to get to actually know this person. So you don't want to have a service level conversation with someone for a few minutes, hand them a business card, and then move on to someone else. Or kind of at breakfast before you get up, say, hey, by the way, do you guys want my business card? And just start tossing around business cards. The idea is to get to know them on a personal level. And the goal is to get to pinpoint some issue that they're facing currently in their business, and if they pinpoint an issue that they're having in their business that ideally you can help them solve. So let's say, we're going to be very vague here, but let's say someone wants to know how to raise money for deals at a conference. So I'm talking to someone at a conference. I find out that they have done a bunch of fix and flips deals. They then transitioned into smaller multifamilies. Now they want to expand into doing apartment syndications, but they just don't know how to raise money for deals. Or let's just say, in general, how to do an apartment syndication. So what I would do is I would say, well, we actually wrote a book, a manual, the world's only comprehensive book on the apartment syndication process from start to finish. Right, I put my phone out. I'm going to order you a copy right now. What's your address? That is, if someone did that to me, I would be impressed. I'd be like, and if you're listening on the audio, my jaw is dropped. My jaw would drop. I can't think of a better way to add value to someone's life than to literally buy them a manual on what they actually want to do. Or another thing I could say as well, again, this is me particularly, but I say, well, I can help you out. Let's schedule an hour call for sometime next week, and I can answer any questions that you have. So the idea is to meet one new person at this conference and immediately add value to their lives. Now, if for some reason you can't immediately add value, if it's not something as simple as buying their book, or something as simple as sending them a book, buying a book for them, or offering to scheduling a follow-up call with them. That's another thing too. A good strategy would be that if you want to actually meet up with someone after the conference, put that on your calendar at the conference, face-to-face with this person. But if you can't immediately add value, then what you should do is say, well, I don't know exactly how I can help you, but I'm going to figure it out, and I will let you know when I get back home. Make sure you follow up on that, obviously. So when you get home, figure out exactly how either you can add value or someone can add value to this person's life. And then go to LinkedIn, find them, send them a request, a friend request, and then message them. Mention some sort of personal thing that you learned about them during the call, the conference. Maybe talk about how you met or what you first talked about. And then say either how you are going to add value or how this person that you can refer to, that you're referring to them, can add value. So kind of taking a big step back, again, the entire idea is if you're meeting with someone, if you're in the opportunity, if you're meeting with someone, anyone, even better if it's someone who's above you, someone who you want to be, someone who's doing what you want to do, you need to take full advantage of that opportunity. So figure out what they need help with, whether it's them telling you through the natural course of conversation or you specifically asking them, how can I help you? And then whatever they say, do it. If it's possible to do it immediately, which most of the time it should be possible to do immediately, then do it right there and then. If you can't do it immediately, then make sure you go back home and you do it as quickly as possible. Kind of giving a personal anecdote. When I first met Joe, he was just asking for help with his podcast, and I offered to help, and he didn't really. Basically, what he said is, "I want to grow my podcast. How can we do that?" And so instead of me replying to him saying, "Oh, I'll go figure it out and I'll let you know," I didn't reply. I instantly sat there and did a bunch of things, did a bunch of research on how to grow podcasts. I went through and logged every single one of his iTunes reviews and categorized them based off of what people liked and what they didn't like. And then based off all of that, I put together a plan of what specifically we can do in order to grow the podcast, which is newsletter, take the podcasts and turn them into blogs, things like that. And then I had all the information ready to go. So literally it was Joe tells me in person, hey, here's what I need help with. And then a few days later, he gets an email with basically a business plan of exactly how I'm going to do what I'm going to do. Again, I could have just sent him a few links to articles like, hey, maybe we can do this. I could have just I could have kept going back and forth with him saying, well, I don't really know what to do. But instead, I tried to do my best to immediately add value, and specifically say, here's exactly what we should do. Joe liked it, so I implemented that solution for maybe 6 months for free. So I just did part-time after my job until Joe offered me a full-time job.